Now we're going to demonstrate what I like to call instigators, which means we instigate action that is throatless and everything becomes diaphragmatic. If we do these exercises right, the response will be looseness in the throat, tension in the diaphragm, the tension of the diaphragm that is very, very usable for singing. And we have here Joshua Quesada, who is a perfect, wonderful tenor and who knows how to do all of these instigators as he's about to demonstrate for us. So the first one we'll do is called in the old days, they called it la messa di voce, which means the measure of the placing, really means the placing of the voice. And he will demonstrate what happens. Start this note on a falsetto. You see this? It's soft. Now bring the voice in gradually. See that? Now it's getting firm, but it's still not hard like a brick. It's taut, T-A-U-T, like a tennis man. It gets like this taut, but never gets hard like a brick wall. Do it again. Soft. Once the diaphragm tenses, if he holds it perfectly still, what we call down bowing, very, very even down bowing, no sudden accents and jerks, right? Then he can sing any note in this range, and you'll hear how easy it is to go up and sing high notes for a tenor. Do it again. Crescendo. Louder. That's it. In other words, it's a limited technique. You can't really yell in this method. The diaphragm, if you hold it absolutely in one position dead still, you will hit a limit where you simply cannot sing any louder without changing the function of the breath, and then it becomes yelling. Right? Breathe in. That's it. See that? Hold it there. And another beautiful thing about any kind of diaphragmatic instigator is you don't have to cover or modify vowels or worry about breaks and passaggi. The voice will automatically go over, and it's funny that in Italy they call it girare, turning, and they also call it passing. The word is passing. This word break and cover is usually used only in America, and we don't use it if we can help it. We just let the voice pass. I'll show you what I mean. If he can hold the diaphragmatic tension exactly the same, you'll hear the voice pass through the registers without any vowel modification or covering. Breathe. That's C, E, G, that's a G on the upper note, and there's no necessity to suddenly modify a vowel or to change the throat or to create any action in the throat. So rule number one in singing is supposed to be no action in the throat. Breathe. So he's just proven that it is not necessary to cover or to modify a vowel. And if rule number one is no change, no action in the throat, then rule number two is no change of emission. So if he goes up and he doesn't change his emission and the diaphragm stays perfectly still, his high notes, as he goes into this so-called head register or upper register, the passing of the voice from one register to another is as smooth as silk. That's it. So it's the steadiness of the diaphragm that allows him to sing, and it allows him to keep his emission very, very even. Now let's say we're having a little trouble getting the voice to work today. Okay, and now that is instigator number one.